Here's verse 20 of the second chapter of John's Gospel. We're in the tail end, really, of this conversation that Jesus is having with the religious leaders. He has just told them that they would destroy the Naon, the temple, and in 3 days he would raise it up. They, of course, are thinking that he's referring to the great structure of the temple, the edifice that was there before them, and on that basis they respond to him, apon, from the word lego. It's a second aorist form usually, although it takes the first aorist ending here. It varies back and forth in the New Testament. So apon, third person plural, aorist. They answered un, therefore hoi, udaioi, the Jews, which is the typical way that John in his gospel refers not simply to the Jewish people in general, but to the Jewish leaders. Tessarakanta, which is the Greek word 40, so 40 kai hegs and 6, 40 and 6. Etesen, from etos, means a year. This is the plural of that, so 40 and 6 years. Oikodomethe. Oikodomethe, interesting word, from oikodomeo, is a combination of a couple of words. Oikos, of course, means house. Domeo, to build. The word domeo is actually the root of the word dome, and so it has to do especially with building a ceiling, but it came to be a reference generally to building a great structure. And so 40 and 6 years, it has been in construction, you might say. This is the third person singular, passive, aorist passive indicative. So for 40 and 6 years, ho neos hutos, the neos, the temple, with a special focus on the inner sanctum of the temple, but of course here standing for the entire structure. For 40 and 6 years, this temple has been under construction. Passive voice. Kai su, this is the singular, and you in trisin, 3 hemeras, days. Egares, second person singular. You will build it up, or you will raise it up. Of course, Jesus had said, agero, earlier, I will raise it. So now they're feeding that same line back to him. In just 3 days, you're going to raise up a temple that took 46 years to construct. Of course, we're going to learn later that Jesus was not referring directly to that great structure of a temple that was standing there. In fact, he would later indicate that that temple was going to be permanently and irrevocably destroyed, never to be rebuilt again. And the temple that he's referring to, of course, is the true temple, the living temple, the actual holy place, of which Jesus, in the messianic imagery of the Old Testament, is the chief cornerstone, and in which those who are included in him have the great privilege, the unspeakable privilege, really, of being living stones with him in this new, vibrant, living, organic temple that he was, in fact, going to create.